A week after our break, my wife came back saying, "I realized everything. I can't live without you." Laughed in her face. "Mike dumped you? Am I right?" The show began. She stood in my doorway with a grocery bag cutting into her fingers. The plastic stretched thin, trembling like a bad excuse. Her mascara had learned a new way to run. The lock clicked behind her, a small sound that landed too loud in my chest. "I realized everything," she said. A practiced softness, a voice she used when she wanted absolution without confession. I watched the bag sway. Milk, bread, familiar things meant to look like home. She hadn't knocked. She never knocked when she thought she still owned the place. "I can't live without you." The words hung there, stale. I tasted them anyway. They tasted like someone else's mouth. I laughed. It surprised us both. A short sound, controlled, almost polite. "Mike dumped you?" I said. "Am I right?" Her eyes flinched before her face did. That was the tell. Always the eyes first? Silence swelled. The bag slipped from her hand and burst on the floor. Milk crawled toward my shoes. She didn't move to stop it. I stepped back, careful not to touch her. Or the spill. Or the past trying to climb my legs. That was the moment the show began. Not for her, for me. I'd been rehearsing long before she arrived. A week earlier, we had agreed to a break. Her word. She said it like a doctor delivering a diagnosis she hoped would sound temporary. She packed light. Too light. Her phone never left her palm. I noticed the way she angled the screen away from me, as if privacy were a new religion. There had been signs before that. The late smiles, the sudden gym clothes, the name she didn't say but somehow filled every room. I didn't accuse. I don't do scenes. I collect data. When she left, the house went quiet in a way that felt staged, like a set between takes. I slept on my side of the bed. I woke up alone and felt organized. Shock came late. Denial never did. I've always been good at recognizing patterns. She started humming songs she never used to like. She stopped asking about my day. She stopped fighting. People think peace means healing. Sometimes it just means exit planning. I found the first crack in the cloud backup. Photos deleted but not erased. A reflection in a mirror that wasn't ours. A wristwatch on a nightstand I didn't own. A name on a receipt folded like a secret prayer. Mike. The name surfaced softly like a body in a river. I didn't confront. I watched. I let time stretch. I requested phone records. I printed them at a shop 2 towns over. I paid cash. I learned the geography of her lies. Where they met. How long they stayed, how the calls spiked when I was asleep. At home, I smiled. I answered her texts with kindness. I gave her space. Strategy thrives in quiet rooms. The DNA test was unnecessary, but I ordered it anyway. Control likes redundancy. When the results came back, clean, irrelevant, I felt nothing. The truth I needed wasn't biological. It was behavioral. I learned Mike had a habit. He dated married women until they started talking about permanence. Then he disappeared. A pattern again. Men like that leave no note. They just stop replying and let the silence do the breaking. When she came back, groceries in hand, mascara bleeding, I knew the script she expected me to read. Redemption, reunion, relief. Instead, I asked the question she couldn't prepare for. "Did he stop answering?" I said. Her mouth opened, closed. A nod escaped. She sank onto the couch like gravity had been waiting. "I made a mistake," she whispered. I handed her the folder. Phone logs, timestamps, photos, a timeline printed in black and white, sterile as a lab report. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't sit beside her. I stood. Distance matters. She cried then. Not pretty crying. The kind that tries to bargain. She reached for my hand and missed. I let her miss. "You already left," I said. "You just forgot to stay gone." She asked how long I'd known. I didn't answer. I asked her if Mike knew she was married when they met. She nodded. I asked if she told him we were on a break. She nodded again. A habit. I watched the realization dawn, the kind that doesn't comfort. That she wasn't unique. That she was a pattern, too. The power move was small. That's how you keep it clean. "I changed the locks," I said. "And the beneficiary. And the narrative." I told her I'd filed the paperwork. That I'd documented everything. That I wasn't angry. Anger burns fuel. I was finished. She tried one last line. Love, history, promise. I let the words fall where they belonged, on the floor with the milk. She tried one last line. Love, history, promise. I let the words fall where they belonged, on the floor with the milk. When she left, she took nothing. Not because I stopped her, because there was nothing left that would answer her. Later, alone, I sat on the couch and listened to the house breathe. I felt lighter. Not healed, clarified. Betrayal doesn't break you. It edits you. I washed the floor. I threw out the bag. I opened the windows and let the night decide what stayed. Some people come back hoping you'll forget who they were when you weren't watching. I remembered everything. And this time I didn't laugh.